What's up, guys? While I continue further with this, do not go listen to this without checking with a healthcare pro and getting access to their guidance and their ability to monitor you, the proper equipment, because they got they were able to test you. You need scientific scrutiny there, and you need a healthcare professional system, to work it in your favor. Because the thing to fight this pharma nonsense, you got to participate. We don't have real health care. We got it to help insurance-wise and all, but we don't have real health care. We got sick care. And it isn't very good either. But anyway, continuing with part 2. The Eurycoma Longifola, Fenugreek, Sarsparilla, Ashwagandha, Saw Palmetto, and Quercetin mix. With lecithin and piperine, if you get them. These will last you so many fucking recipes. So many of these fuckers. Like, there's literally 90 soft gel caps with freaking... Each one is fucking 1,200 milligrams of worth of lecithin. That is extremely potent. That and the piperine in small amounts of boost absorption. Can easily boost absorption and assimilating. Your body's ability to assimilate nutrient. These compounds and absorb them. That's really good, though. We need that. So that's easy. And there ain't no specks or no clumps now. It started out that way, but when it got mixed in, oh yeah, hardly shit. If there are, it's very minute number. Really ain't nothing to worry about. Well, I'll tell you something else, folks. Let me teach you something. This regimen, what you do is you get up in the morning, you take, as a guy, this is not for girls, this is for guys. If your doctor says it's okay to try this and you get allergy tested and you have no reaction to any of these herbs in the supplement, or soy, any of that, because this is a non-GMO soy that they isolate and purify the lecithin from. And it even says it. Any of these things, make sure you're not allergy tested. You do what I said in the recipe. What you do is you take 2 of these capsules in the morning, get you a cup of coffee, make you a pot of coffee, and brew it with this mixture. With about for a pot of coffee, you need some of this mixture. You really need to add some of this mixture to it. About half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of this mixture to it. He's still playing with his buds. But anyways, guys, what you do next is, so what you do is you brew the coffee with a little bit of this mixture into the coffee. This He Shou Wu Chinese red sage Astragalus based mix with 2 to 1 of those 3, 2 parts each of those 3, 1 part each of the milk, thistle, nettle seed. You add a little bit of this to your coffee when you brew it. You'll get used to it, but what you do during the warmer seasons when your hair ain't, when it's too hot to have longer hair like mine, stuck out as it is, you get this stuff from Ganesha Herbs. You get you some colloidal minerals like that. It's got a lot of minerals in it because you do need them. Once you're doing this, you drink that coffee, at least 2 cups of that coffee with 2 of these capsules. And make sure you get yourself a helping of those colloidal minerals. Every type of mineral your body needs in a day. There's 60 minerals in your system. Joel Wallach sells a colloidal mineral. It's not cheap. It's about 30-something bucks. But it actually is one of the best in the market. Not the best. It's got 70-something minerals in it. Completely non-toxic. Whatever. You get some of the minerals down in your system afterwards. And what you do is, before you go to sleep at night, you spray this all along your hairline, all that shit. As long as it's your hairline, you can really rub it in good before you get and put something over your head with, allow airflow, whatever, one of those little plastic you know those little shower, those shower things that snap over your head, like that, but poke a couple holes in it, to allow air, like some holes in the top to allow airflow. And this is the regimen. 2 of these in the morning, coffee brewed with this mixture, infused into it, colloidal minerals. Spray this on your head at night, like from Ganesha Herbs. Take 1 of these virgin cod liver oil capsules by Carlson Labs in the morning, and every 48 hours. This is another one. Hypoallergenic medical adhesive, medical grade, Ganesha Herbs vitamin D, vitamin K2, and magnesium sunshine patch. Vegan, plant-derived ingredients, for the most part anyway, except vitamin D3. It's not. It's either chemically converted to vitamin D3 through a precursor found in sheep's wool, lanolin, or or it's fully synthetic. I hope this comes from the first one. Trust it more. But anyway, it gets absorbed in your system, gets in there. Better yet, get your vitamin K2 capsule and get your fluorescent tube that makes UVB rays the same frequencies that come from the sun. I fucked up. So what you do then is you let that shine through your room for 10-15 minutes. And that's how you do that. That's another way to naturally get vitamin D. This mixture in your coffee, it also protects your liver, and apparently there's some early references that it has a protective effect on your kidneys. One of the compounds in the He Shou Wu has a renal protective effect. In it, the He Shou Wu's got to be processed. It's got to be cooked. You can't do that. If you don't do that, you cannot take it. Raw is poisonous. Cause liver hepatotoxicity. The processed stuff is not toxic. Really done well and done right. Due to the destruction of the toxin compounds and glycosides, and still being glycoside precursors and other compounds that are in the stuff that are actually poisonous in the raw form. Very poisonous. So you do that to stop it. Well, once these things are done, once you do that, let that sunlight that UVB light shine on you for 15 minutes a day. Sometimes a year UVB rays are not always out very strong, or whatever the hell that goes. I forgot exactly, but it's a good backup to have. Your liver and kidneys will turn cholesterol in your body into vitamin D3 with that hitting your skin to signal it. It works for your pets too, because they do the same thing. It just don't take as long for them. So yeah. Now I get plenty of it. Not but anyway. That's your regimen. 2 of these capsules. 2 cups of coffee infused with this herbal mixture, and before going to sleep at night, you spray this in your head, directly on the scalp. Cut your hair short, spray this in your scalp, rub it in really well, and do that little plastic shower cap thing, whatever, will go over your hair, all over your head, with the holes poked in the top to promote airflow and whatnot. For every overnight. And you wash your head in the morning. So you do that regimen. As long as your healthcare professional is okay with you trialing this, and and you're allergy tested, and it comes clear that you ain't allergic to none of this stuff, great. And every 48 hours you put one of these patch on, or at 15 minutes a day, you get a UVB ray tube, shine some UVB rays on you to make a vitamin D. Take one of these a day, or an algae substitute, or even virgin krill oil, or krill oil, or like some type of algae-based omega-3 oil, vegan, you know, and just once a day, and you take vitamin K2 with that, one of those, and you take a little colloidal minerals in your system as well. What that does, it gives your body the mineral nutrients it needs, the vitamin D, the K2, and if you eat your balanced diet enough and you take a vitamin B12, you'll get all the vitamin Bs and the vitamin C and the minerals, especially with the colloidal minerals. You'll get all those precursors you need to give your body the nutrients it has. And what you're doing with these dietary changes to get more omega-3s in your system and all these other things is you're down-regulating your DHT just a little bit, increasing your testosterone, and you're down-regulating the PGD2, prostaglandin D2 and the full name of it, because that and DHT both build up your scalp. You down-regulate these, your hair might come back, your prostate health will stay in good shape, your hormones, your testosterone sensitivity, hormone balance, and all that will be in damn good shape. And honestly, if you want a dietary plan that does not promote suffering, I suggest, well, if you want the ethics argument, technically, you want to follow the ethics argument, you could basically eat like a ovo-lacto vegetarian as long as the dairy is grass-fed. The cheese, if it comes from A1 cow milk, better be full-fat, grass-fed, dairy-based cheese. And one day I'll teach y'all how. One day in the future, I don't know when, I'll teach you how to make cottage cheese, grass-fed, and it'll have probiotics. And if I had it's just a small bit of raw goat's milk to go with pasteurized, grass-fed milk, I'd teach you how to use a combo of the two, and ferment the lactose out, and make it safe. You know what I'm saying? Make it safe. But yeah, what you're doing is these nutrients, these herbs, and the herb infused coffee. What they're doing is you're putting tonic herbs in your system, and the Saw Palmetto and the Quercetin, and these dietary changes, getting the minerals and more omega-3s in your system, vitamin K2, vitamin D, and if you eat right, supplement the B12 like you should. Everyone should. Which none of it's synthetic. It's all based from a propionic acid bacterial culture or certain of the bacteria cultures to ferment stuff to make the vitamin B12. So it's all fermentation based. There's no such thing as synthetic B12. Unless they manage to come up with a fucky ass way to do it. But it's all the same. Take a little every day. What you're doing is you're getting all these vitamins, all these minerals, and you're putting this in your scalp. You're down regulating PGD2, increasing your testosterone sensitivity, and mildly, to a small degree, down-regulating DHT. And if you reduce lectins in your diet and take more polyphenols to boost endothelial function, there's plenty of simple tricks to do that. Circulation better and all that other stuff easily makes an effect. Might theoretically make the effect happen faster. Now, if you're not going to be vegan, I suggest instead of them like what they show in the videos where the sheeps have their neck, they're fucking alive when their necks are cut, their heads are cut off by the neck. That gory fuck shit. It'd be painless to do this. Or better yet, clone it with copycat the exact composition. Or better yet, eat them or take them in a powdered form. If you propose this enough, it'll be produced to make demand. Bivalves, powdered farmed bivalves, wild caught bivalves. Either way, nutritionally they're pretty much the same. It's the only seafood that's nutritionally the same as it's wild caught because they filter feed on phytoplankton and microalgae, and you can produce spirulina, Sclerotinia cristatum cultures and stuff like that for them to eat, to put in the water for them to eat, to get that omega-3. And you can get gamma linoleic acid too, probably. And really, this is possible. Very possible. Very, very easier to do, and it does not fuck up the environment. It's non-self. It's not. I mean, they're in the animal kingdom, but they're non-sentient, just like plants. They just exist to do, just to be doing, just to do, simply do. So there you go. You got that. And as long as the eggs are from non-fertilized chickens, and you warm them with neem, which kind of has a non-fertility effect on them to a limited degree. So, there might be hypothetically be a factor in parthenogenesis and shit there. But either way, what happens is you're getting nutritionally superior eggs. You ain't got to worry about no fucking... And I'll tell you something. Parthenogenesis born chicks have been shown in a few studies as not have been as good as well developed as a fertilized egg born or hatched little chicks. But anyway, yeah, that's the idea. What you're doing is you're downregulating your PGD2, prostaglandin D2, and your little bit anyway, your dihydrotestosterone, boosting testosterone sensitivity, and getting and just blocking the DHT from getting in your scalp and even further, and stopping it, outright killing it. I mean, not kill it, but completely deactivate it, neutralizing it from scalp. So yeah, that's the principle. The tonic herbs just also got plenty of beneficial side effects. As long as you're not allergic to any of them and your doctor's okay with you doing it, this is the regimen. And I'll type it in the description box. This is the recipe. See, I'm doing this shit by hand. I mean, this is just to bring your hormone health back in balance. The milk thistle rebalances your liver, protects your liver and kidney tissues from environmental toxins. But when you do this system, you get off the capsules and herbal infused coffee for 7 days. After taking them for 7 days, get off these capsules and the herbal infused coffee for 7 days. Then get back on them and for another 7 days and do that process and repeat that regimen so you don't put stress on your liver or whatnot. So hypothetically speaking, that's an herbalist rule I learned from Dr. Paul Hader, spiritual teacher, master herbalist, and psychology, whatnot. He's an influence of mine. But yeah. And getting the minerals and whatnot in your system, because you got minerals in your hair and in all that. It helps even further. It's balancing all these things, down-regulate them, but in a proper manner. You can probably do this from 18 on up if you got a family history of bell pattern baldness. And it would be risky because you're not fully. You're not, well, if you hit puberty, if you're like 16, you start losing patches of hair. You need to keep monitored, but you could probably trial it. But you need to keep yourself fucking monitored because that's risky at a young age like that. That's why I say this is only 18 and up. This kind of stuff because of the hormone balancing and all that stuff. Because you're still young, you haven't hit 18, your peak and all that stuff. I mean, you're not fully, you haven't hit fully, There's other factors you got to watch if you're having that problem at a young age. It's probably best to do the PGD2 approach first, and then and then spray this stuff in your scalp. Keep your hair cut short, spray this in your scalp, and rub it in, let it soak in your scalp. And the PGD2 regulating, and stay away from these capsules and the herbal infused coffee until you hit 18. Probably your safest approach. Because you don't want to fuck with your system, at an early age. Not like that. So things could happen. I would hypothesize. I don't know, but I wouldn't risk it. Hope you enjoyed the video, everybody. I'll talk to you later.